Doesn't it feel great to be alive? Hey, Chicago Cub baseball YouTube fans. Hope all you guys are having a great Friday. By the way, happy beloved Friday and happy magical Friday and weekend eve. Can't believe that tomorrow is the weekend and the beginning of 2026 Chicago Cubs convention in Chicago, guys. And I really do wish we could talk about CubsCon, but really what we're going to talk about in today's episode is basically some news on Matt Shaw, but more news on former Chicago Cubs Jon Lester and Anthony Rizzo. So welcome back to the channel of Cubs Baseball with Rod Knipe right here on YouTube. Okay, guys, so let's get the breaking news out of the way regarding two former Chicago Cubs on Anthony Rizzo and Jon Lester. Let's talk about former Chicago Cubs starting pitcher Jon Lester. Jon Lester is going to have one hell of a 2026. And I'm going to tell you the reason why. Because this year in 2026, former Chicago Cub World Series champion Jon Lester will be inducted into the 2026 Chicago Cubs Hall of Fame. But that is not just it. Also, in 2026, Jon Lester will be inducted into the 2026 Boston Red Sox Hall of Fame. So what a year 2026 is going to be for none other than former Boston Red Sox and former Chicago Cub, a guy who won a World Series with both of those teams, Jon Lester, guys. It was announced last night that Jon Lester would be in the class of the 2026 Chicago Cubs Hall of Fame. But guys, he will also be added into the 2026 Boston Red Sox Hall of Fame. Jon Lester won 2 World Series rings with the Boston Red Sox, one in 2007 and one in 2013. Coincidentally, Jon Lester won the 2013 World Series with former Chicago Cub catcher and former Chicago Cub manager David Ross. What are the chances of that happening? But congratulations to former Boston Red Sox and former Chicago Cub Jon Lester. He will be inducted into the 2026 Boston Red Sox and Chicago Cubs Hall of Fame later this year. But the other guy that is going to be in the 2026 Chicago Cubs Hall of Fame needs no introduction and 1 billion% deserves it all the way, none other than Anthony Rizzo. Now, here's what is crazy to me. If you look at the player type of Anthony Rizzo, the kind of player Anthony Rizzo was, he was a phenomenal player, a phenomenal Chicago Cub, guys, and he only won 1 World Series ring. The only World Series ring Anthony Rizzo won was in 2016. But what was really interesting is his final game at the MLB level was in the World Series as a New York Yankee. But he only won 1 World Series ring, and that was literally 10 years ago in 2016, which coincidentally was the year I graduated from high school. But it was announced last night. Shout out to Cubs Zone. Jon Lester, Anthony Rizzo will be in the Chicago Cubs 2026 Hall of Fame. But an extra round of applause for Jon Lester, because he will be in the 2026 Boston Red Sox Hall of Fame and Chicago Cub Hall of Fame as well, guys. And Rizzo, 1,000% deserves it as well. But you know what? I can't believe. Okay, I still cannot believe to this day that Anthony Rizzo only won one World Series ring in his MLB career. And I only think he played in 2 World Series in his career, 2016 and then 2024. But shout out to those 2 gentlemen. They, without a doubt, 100% deserve it. And I could not be any more proud of those two. And again, shout out to Cub Zone on making that announcement last night, guys. Even though last night and today have been absolutely crazy in the game of baseball, Jon Lester, Anthony Rizzo will be inducted into the 2026 Chicago Cubs Hall of Fame, and then Jon Lester will be inducted into the 2026 Boston Red Sox Hall of Fame as well. So like I just said at the beginning of the episode, it is going to be a really fun year for none other than Jon Lester. And maybe, just maybe at some point down the road, Jon Lester will be inducted and make the MLB Hall of Fame. But I wanted to get that right off my chest first, guys, to headline the episode, guys. So again, congratulations to Jon Lester and Anthony Rizzo. But now it is time to talk about, well, possibly the backup third baseman in 2026 for the Chicago Cubs, none other than Matt Shaw. Hey, Chicago Cub baseball YouTube fans, so I'm back. I had to go take a shower, do my hair for all you guys, so I could look professional, purity, beautiful, and handsome. So we were talking about Matt Shaw. Now, obviously, I have said with the signing of the Cubs' new third baseman from the Boston Red Sox, Alex Bregman, Matt Shaw is probably not going to be the everyday third baseman for the Chicago Cubs going into 2026, okay? So according to Chicago Cubs ESPN reporter Jesse Rogers, there is a potential, it's not a guarantee at the moment, but a potential that Matt Shaw could be playing the outfield for the Chicago Cubs in 2026. Now, obviously, I don't see Matt Shaw being in left field or center field. But with Kyle Tucker now part of the LA Dodgers and Seiya Suzuki possibly in the everyday right fielder, maybe Matt Shaw goes to right field. I don't know. I would like to know your input on this. I would like to get your intake on Matt Shaw possibly playing the outfield. Now, you know, I don't see Matt Shaw being every day in the outfield. And it's going to be tough for Matt Shaw to beat Alex Bregman in spring training. However, remember yesterday, Alex Bregman made his press conference at Wrigley Field and announced he will be playing for Team USA in the upcoming World Baseball Classic. So with Alex Bregman, when this happens, when Alex Bregman going to play for Team USA in the WBC, that is going to be the perfect opportunity for Matt Shaw to prove that he belongs to be the Chicago Cubbies opening day third baseman in 2026, okay? However, it's still going to be, even with Bregman playing for Team USA, it's still going to be tough for Matt Shaw to outperform Alex Bregman and make the starting position at third base on opening day. But according to Jesse Rogers with ESPN, there's a potential shot that Matt Shaw could be playing in the outfield. No, did I say it was Alex? Did I say Alex Bregman in the outfield or Matt Shaw? I can't remember. Anywho, it's Matt Shaw. According to Jesse Rogers with ESPN, Matt Shaw could be playing in the outfield, okay? And seeing most of his playing time in the outfield. Now, let me ask you this, okay? Going back to the 2025 season, the 2025 regular season for the Chicago Cubs, what did you think of Matt Shaw's performance at third base? You know what? For someone that had a rookie year, he actually did pretty well at the hot corner. Yeah, at the beginning, he kind of struggled at the plate. It's totally understandable. I totally get it. But I thought he did not do that bad at third base. I actually think he nearly almost got his name in the Gold Glove category. Almost. I mean, that's literally how good of a third baseman he was in his rookie year. So, so going into 2026, we got Alex Bregman, okay? But do you think that Chicago Cub manager Craig Counsell should give Matt Shaw at least a fair opportunity at third base? I guess the good news for Matt Shaw is he is still young and all that, and his future is, hopefully that beautiful future is with the Chicago Cubbies. But I want to know this, guys. I want to know, what do you guys think? Obviously, I'm predicting on opening day, we're going to see Alex Bregman at third base, okay? And even if we don't see Alex Bregman at third base on opening day, I don't mind seeing Matt Shaw there either. That's my only concern, is with Bregman going to play for Team USA, I think that is going to be literally the perfect opportunity for Matt Shaw, without a doubt. So, let me know, what do you guys think of Matt Shaw's rookie year? Number one, okay? Rookie year at third base, okay? Do you know anybody would put Alex Bregman at third base over Matt Shaw? I mean, look at the career resume of Alex Bregman. That's why the Chicago Cubs are paying him on a 5-year, $175 million contract. No doubt about it. So I want to know what, it's really an interesting question. It's interesting that I go to Cubs Zone on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call that, last night, and I hear, according to Jesse Rogers with ESPN, that there's a potential of Matt Shaw playing third base, playing the outfield for the Cubs in 2026. Now that got my attention right off the bat. Looking back at Matt Shaw's time in college, he didn't really do that. Matt Shaw was catching a little bit in college, mainly an infielder. Actually, the last time I found out that Matt Shaw played the outfield was with Team USA on the 17U team. So it's been about 5 to 7 years since Matt Shaw has kind of been an everyday outfielder. And that was with Team USA's 17U team about 5 to 7 years ago. Last time Matt Shaw, and you know what? Do you know who he was on that team with? Gunnar Henderson and Adley Rutschman. How cool is that? There's a little fun fact for you guys on Matt Shaw. But yeah, I would like to know, guys. I don't know. Okay, I don't know. I mean, hear me out, okay? I think the Cubs have 2 great third basemen in Alex Bregman and Matt Shaw. But it's going to be Alex Bregman pretty much every day at third base. So, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, guys. But I want to know, would you guys want to see Matt Shaw play the outfield? Just simple question right then and there. I really don't know if that would be a a good. I mean, maybe. I mean, it's been 5 to 7 years since Matt Shaw consistently played the outfield. So maybe it's really actually, maybe he'll perform better. But I don't know. I mean, we got Ian Happ for left. We got PCA in center, who is also going to be playing for Team USA in the upcoming WBC. And then we got Seiya Suzuki in right field. And I feel like I'm missing someone. I don't know. I feel like I'm missing. Well, technically, the Cubs signed Tyler Austin back in December. He can play a little bit of outfield, but not much. And Willie Castro, who is a free agent, is now with the Colorado Rockies. So it's going to be, looking at the Cubs outfield, maybe Kevin Alcantara. I mean, he's not bad. The Jaguar really isn't that bad. So I don't know. That's a good question, I could see the Jaguar, Kevin Alcantara, making the opening day roster for the Cubs. I really can. But I don't think he's going to be an everyday player, unfortunately. So I guess there's the bad news on that. But, Matt Shaw going to play the outfield. Now, that's an interesting dilemma right there. So I would like to know, what do you guys think of Matt Shaw going to be in the outfield? All right, guys, before I end this episode of Cubs Baseball with Rod Knight, I just wanted to say, if any of you are going to CubsCon this weekend, have a awesome and safe time. Stay warm in the windy city of Chicago. But other than that, guys, a little update on my brother Casey, guys. As you guys all know, I haven't really said much about it, but he has signed a new contract with the Cubs. So he's on a 2-year deal now. I spoke to my brother before doing this episode. His goal for 2026 is to start the season in Double-A Knoxville and then at least try to end in Triple-A Iowa. If I could give you my opinion on my brother Casey, I don't see my brother Casey making it to the Iowa Cubs this season. Just looking deep at his stats, he would really, he would really have to outperform significantly in Double-A Knoxville and all that. I'm not saying that it's, absolutely impossible. A lot can happen. The season is long, but I see my brother starting at Double-A Knoxville this season and playing the entire season with them. But that's my opinion, and I hope my brother Casey proves me wrong. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching. Drop a like if you enjoyed. Make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't. And I think we are now 6 weeks, literally 6 weeks from today will be the 2026 Chicago Cubs spring training home opener against our neighbors from the south side of the Chicago White Sox. So we are literally 6 weeks away from the Battle of Chicago happening at Sloan Park in Mesa, Arizona. That is going to be a really, really fun time. All right, guys, have a safe rest of your Friday, and I will see you all in the next episode. As always, go Cubs, go.